Okay, I've come to the end and I've come to my stitch marker, so I'm just going to take that out. And I'm just going to stitch up that last stitch where my stitch marker was. And there we have it all the way down, and our ridges are pretty well lined up. I'm just going to go from the right side, and I'm just going to go in and bring my yarn to the inside of the slipper. And I'm not worried too much. I'm just going to zoom back out a little bit. Okay, I'm not too worried if there's a little gap right here. There's a tiny little hole there. I'm not going to worry about that because I'm now going to turn my slipper to the inside. There's my secondary color yarn, and my main color yarn is there. I'm now going to just secure the main color with a couple of stitches with the loose end. Just picking up a few yarns and bringing it forward, and that is going to secure the top of my slipper. I'm now just going to go back and just weave in my loose threads, or I should say use loose yarns, down the top of the slipper. And at this point you can just weave in those ends however you want. I usually go back down to the toe of the slipper, or about halfway down. Okay, now I'm going to pick up this loose end at the toe, and again just come up and just weave in my ends. And I'll go up through the slipper here, and I'm just picking up the stitches that are on the wrong side and just weaving my ends in. Just weave them in. When I get to where my main color is, tie a couple of little knots. And then just run that back through, burying those yarns. There. Run them through as many times as you want. It doesn't really matter as long as it's, you've got the extra yarn. Okay, so now I'm just going to clip that off. And I'll do the same with the other yarn. running it through and burying it, and trust me, the stitches won't come out. And it's on the inside of the slipper, so no one will see it. Clip that off. Now these two little pieces, I use those, the two cut pieces, I can use them when I've done my second slipper and just run them through the toe so they don't get separated. Okay, that is, oops, I'm going to zoom back out again here. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to flip this out, and as you can see, there is the top of my slipper. All that's left is to stitch up the back, and I'll show you how to do that. Now the other thing is, if you find that this opening is too big, just close up a few more of the stitches. So now to do the back of the slipper, again, I'm going to fold it so the inside of my slipper is together. I'm going to take this loose end, tuck it in, we'll deal with that later. And I am going to come in close here so that you can see. And I'll zoom in. When I fold this together, you can see we have one dark row here. Yep. So you can see, got one at the center, go up 1 and 2, and I'm going to put that stitch marker right there. Okay, tuck those little threads in, and that's how it's going to be. But in this section right here, we're going to be at the bottom, we're going to be drawing up like we did for the toe to give the heel shape. So I'm now going to take the top, put my threads or my stitches together at the back, and now I'm going to start stitching up all the way down. When I get to here, I will show you what I do. So I'm just going to go all the way down there and stitch it up. And I'm going to try to keep my ridges lined up as I go along. So now I'm just going to insert my needle at the tip, or the top of the slipper, and I'm going to go in and out a few of those stitches and secure it well at the top. You'll just be stitching this up whatever way is easiest for you. And I'm just going in and out through those stitches. When you lay it flat, you'll be able to see And I'm just trying to keep the colors I've come to my stitch marker, and we're going to stitch up the heel portion of the back of our slipper. I'm going to remove the stitch marker. And I'm now going to start, and all I'm going to do is just pick up the stitches. I'm not going to join them together because we're going to be joining this in a circle. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here. So I'm just going to go in and out. Just picking up those stitches. We've now come back to where we started putting our stitches through, and now all I'm going to do is just pull, and we now have a little circle for the shaping of our heel. I'm going to go and just go back through those stitches and pulling them up tight. Now they're going to be tight, but just pull them through a second time the best you can. Okay, and now I'm just going to bring put my needle in and bring my yarns to the inside. And that's what it should look like on the inside. We have our secondary color at the top, and we're going to pull this through. I'm just going to secure that with a little knot. So it doesn't come undone. And then just weave my stitches, or weave my yarn back through the back side of these stitches just to secure the yarn. Take our loose second color and do the same thing. Just work the end of this yarn through. I'm going to give this a tie off. A couple of knots. Tighten them up securely. And then just bury my ends. Clip. our slipper. I'll zoom back out. And there is our slipper. Now when I fold it down like this, I'm just going to tuck the end in like so. And we have our slipper complete. You can see what the back looks like. And that is it. Now all I have to do is make the other one, and I will have a pair of slippers. If you could, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload another video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.